Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to your next Facebook tutorial. What we're going to do in today's tutorial is our saved access token. Once the person gives our application permission to sign into Facebook, we're going to save an access token that will allow us to sign them in automatically anytime that they use our application. Because it gets really annoying each time that they load up our application, they have to click the login button before they can do anything else related with Facebook. So what we're going to do instead is once our screen loads up, we're going to pull some information that we saved from the phone, get that access token if it's true. If there's a real access token that we've saved previously, we're going to log into Facebook for them. Alright, so it's pretty awesome. And we're going to do that with shared preferences. Hopefully you guys have worked with shared preferences before, but if you haven't, all it is it's a way for us to save information to the phone so that even if the user exits our application or closes our application, once they reopen it, we can still pull some of that information we saved previously. So it's just a way that we can actually save information to the phone. So now we're going to go into our onCreate method and set up our shared preferences, how we're going to save information to our phone, and we're just going to say sp equals get preferences, sorry. And we have different modes. We can save privately, where only our application will communicate with how we save that data. You can also do like world readable or world writable, where the user can actually go in or other applications can even go in and find that data. But we want to do it privately so no one will find it and delete it or something like that. And you do that with this parameter here. We're just going to type out mode and private, and that sets up the way that we're going to save information to our phone. Now what we need to do is we need to create another string variable, which is going to be our access token. This is going to be from our shared preferences again, and we're going to say get string, and then obviously you have a key and you also have a default value if we don't actually have an access token. So we're looking for a variable that we saved onto the phone called access token, and if we can't find that variable, if it can't retrieve what that, whatever this string called access token is supposed to hold, we're just going to put a default value of null if we can't get that information or if there's nothing there. We also want a long variable, and this is going to be expires, and I'll talk about this more once we get into it, but we're just going to refer to the sp again, get long, and we're going to refer to the key as access expires, and the default will be 0. So again, all we're doing here is we're just trying to retrieve some information that we saved to the phone through the shared preferences, and the values or the key references or the name of kind of the file that we're looking for is either access token or access expires, and that's either going to be a string value that we return or an expires. And if we can't get that information, it's either going to return null for the access token, or it's going to return 0 for our expires value. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check if we get that information properly. So we're going to say if access token does not equal null, and that's I mean, you guys probably should know this, but that's just exclamation mark. And what we're going to do within this statement, if we actually got the access token, because again, if it didn't get the access token, it's going to be equal to null. So the only reason we're going to get into this if statement is if we did get the access token, if there is an actual access token. And then what we're going to do is we're going to refer to our Facebook variable we set up and say set access token to our string that we got back, which we called access token for convenience. Pretty awesome. Now the next thing that we're going to set up is our expires, because Facebook sometimes will expire the permission that we have or application has, and the user will have to log back in to give us a new expiration date. So we're just going to check for access, let's see, our expires. For expires does not equal 0, because again that's the default value, and we're just going to refer to our Facebook variable set access expires to our expires right here. Alright, so this will keep us logged in for a while if we get that information again that we saved to the shared preferences. But the thing is, we haven't saved anything to shared preferences yet, because all of this information, well, I guess this one's setting up the way that we will save, but all of this information is just trying to get information from the shared preferences or loading the data into our app.